Herta is back, bolder, and actually kind of stronger than ever, because the last time she got released, she didn't have that many supports, so now she has supports, and I think she is probably one of the top tier DPS in the game, despite what Pride Win gives her, guys. She is still that bitch, and we're gonna be talking about a full build in today's video, but I want to talk to you guys first about why she is actually so strong. The reason why she's so strong now is because of the release of Anaxa. If you don't have Anaxa in your account, he comes out in the next patch, so that might be a character you want to pull if you really like the Herta. But we're not gonna get into too much of the team dynamics right now in this portion of the video. We're gonna talk about that later in the video, but guys, the reason why the Herta is so strong is because, first of all, she gives a lot of crit damage, which makes crit damage a lot easier to build. This also means any other Erudition character that comes to the game will also be taking benefit of this and getting massive damage increases from this as well. This also means that you can only have to run support on the team, which actually frees up other supports on other teams, because she can act as kind of like a pseudo support, sub DPS, main DPS, to kind of fit whatever niche or role you actually want to fit her into. So that's also going to make her really strong there as well. And on top of this as well, guys, the release of Evernight actually makes her a lot stronger. Now, the reason I say that is because Evernight is ice type. That means we're going to be seeing a lot more ice type enemies in the game, and the more ice type characters we see released, that is also going to mean the better that the Herta is, because more content will be structured on ice. Sereni is also ice, so that also means that the Herta is going to take very, very good use of that, and especially paired up with maybe someone like this ice as well in the Erudition class Herta, which is a free-to-play option to put on a team with her. This is also going to be super, super solid, and considering that if you're a new player coming to the game, and we have a 3-team in-game coming out because of how free-to-play friendly she is in terms of her team she can run, right? Because you can throw her with just a Herta on the team, which is absolutely free to play. You can get her, I think, E5 for free from just doing Simulated Universe. So that's really good there. And then you can also run her with like maybe Remembrance MC or kind of like more free to play supports. And she also works there too, because she only needs one of them, because she's providing support for the rest of the team, and really can run with any sustain character and also can work there too. So guys, in terms of prime time for the Herta, this is going to be her prime time for until the end of Sereni's patch, because of how much ice type enemies we're going to have. She is surely going to shine, be at the top of the tier list, and I cannot wait to see what she does. But let me stop yapping now about that, because now we need to talk about what her best build actually is, starting off with her best installed light cones first. If you enjoy videos like this, hit the subscribe button now, and let's get into her best updated build now. Let's talk about the best in-slot light cones now. Starting off at the #1 option, guys, her signature option, because essentially what this is going to be doing, guys, is increasing the wearer's crit rate first of all by up to 12%, which is really massive for her, considering she gives the whole team extra crit damage if you have an extra Erudition character on the team. But on top of this as well, guys, what this gives you the real damage bonus attack, guys, is actually whenever you use her ultimate attack, because it'll actually be increasing crit damage of her skill and ultimate damage by 60%. This lasts for 3 turns. But not only this, guys, after the wearer uses her ultimate, if you conserve 140 energy or more, you get 1 free SP back. This can literally alleviate 90% of the issues you might have with the Herta, because of the fact that it gives you an SP back whenever you use the ultimate move. So that means if you're at 0 SP, use the ultimate move, she automatically advances herself back to the front. You will have a skill point with this light cone here, guys, and that's arguably the best thing you're getting with this light cone, guys, because yes, sure, damage bonus is nice, sure, crit rate is nice, but getting a free SP back, that's not something you can normally get with just about any other light cone in this class. So this is gonna be super solid and really good for her. But hopping into some of the other options that work super good for her as well, guys, today is another peaceful day, which is a battle pass light cone, gonna be working tremendously. She has a really high energy cap, which is actually not too hard to reach, but she will be scaling perfectly with this light cone because of the fact that she'll reach the cap no problem, and you'll be able to max out the damage bonus you get from this light cone. If you're using her in a game mode like Pure Fiction, which is one of her best game modes, Night of the Milky Way is going to be another solid option for her, because of the fact that it's going to be increasing your attack for every enemy on the field, and it stacks up to 5 times. On top of this as well, guys, whenever you weakness break the enemy, you're getting a damage increase as well for her, which, I mean, if you're playing Pure Fiction, you're going to have this up at all times. It's going to be a super good option for her. Now, guys, if you want a free-to-play option, I would definitely recommend something like Eternal Calculus, because this is going to be good for Pure Fiction as well. It's going to be increasing the wearer's attack off rip, and then with this too, guys, for each enemy target you hit, you're going to be increasing that attack even more. This can stack up to 5 times. So you can get a 40% attack buff from this, and then you're also going to be increasing her speed by 16% if there are 3 or more enemies on the field. This is a super solid light cone for her, and this is definitely something I would recommend that you run on her if you have it. And if you don't have any of the other light cones, as we mentioned before there, me personally, I use today as another peaceful day. It is a battle pass option, so it is not free to play, but I do recommend that one. That's the one I personally use on my Herta. So as far as the light cones are concerned, guys, the one thing I would say is this is probably the most expensive part of the Herta, right? Because she does have a lot of free to play aspects about her, considering what her kit provides to the rest of the team, how well she synergizes with some really free to play options in terms of teammates. So this is the most expensive aspect in my opinion. So with that being said, guys, let's now go ahead and talk about what her best in slot teams are, because this has changed since she's released. And hopping into her best in slot team right now, and that's going to be a team with her, Tribby, Anaxa, and a sustained character, guys. Preferably someone like Adventurine because he provides a lot of attacks on a lot of enemies. Now, I do think this will change probably to Danny after Danny gets released for absolutely free, so that'll be a good option on the team as well. But as of right now, guys, I would say Adventurine is probably the best in slot option. Now, the reason why this team meshes so well together is, first of all, Tribby's doing AoE attacks at all times, which then inherently is going to be charging up what the Herta's able to do. But also, when the Herta is paired up with Anaxa, another erudition unit, you're giving a crit damage bonus to the whole team, so that means Tribby's able to take use of that as well. Then you have someone like Anaxa on the team, when paired with another erudition unit, you're able to increase the damage dealt by all of your allies. So literally, this team just synergizes and meshes so well. This is 100% hands down her best in slot team, but that is not the only team you can run around, guys. In terms of the sustainability department, guys, you can basically run any sustain here, and it just kind of works. Like, I would say the best options here for sure, the characters that can attack a lot and like hit a lot of enemies at one time, like Adventurine, like Lingsha, like Hyson. I would say those are the best three options. That's not to say that someone like Gallagher's like discounted by any means, because his ult hits every enemy, and then you can get an additional hit and a skill point from the preceding basic attack you get with him. But hopping into some of those other options you can run, and this kind of gets into the free-to-play aspect, right? In terms of that second in-slot DPS, someone like Jade can work. Okay, Jade's probably not the best person to pull for in your account, but the Herta works absolutely amazingly here, and Serval is also going to be working really good here as well. Honestly, guys, for the longest time, I used just normal Herta on the team, and it works super good. Her follow-up attack is super strong, especially when paired up with someone like the Herta, so I definitely do recommend this as an option. And then also, if you had Argenti on your account, if you made that fucking mistake like I did, I'm sure some of you did, I pulled from him and had to come back home from my trip in Japan. Alright, guys, so we're chilling in the bath now, and we're about to hit this temple. Please, God, Argenti, please don't let this, come on, don't come home, Argenti. I'm having a good time. No, this is not fun. Oh, no. Hoyo, please don't. Okay, come on, Hoyo. Okay, Asta, I don't care. Yeah, shouldn't have made that challenge video. Anyways, guys, that's it in terms of the sub DPS you can run with her. But now let's go ahead and talk about some of these supports that actually work really well there. As we mentioned, Tribby being the best in slot support, that's not the only support you can run. Remembrance Trailblazer, really good. Gives her true damage, also gives the full team crit rate and the full team crit damage as well, so this can be a really solid option. Sunday will literally boost her or the other ally to the front if she's being the sub DPS of this team, and then give energy back, which will lead to faster ult time with whoever the main DPS is, and will also be giving a massive crit damage bonus, damage bonuses, and also crit rate as well. So these are all things that he does super well. Robin, also a really good option here, considering how much this team attacks and how many enemies you attack. You'll actually be getting her like additional damage off quite a bit here. And then also Tingyun can be an option here as well. Not as good, but still definitely an option. Now, these are the teams that I recommend you run her with. Now, if you have some other options you want to recommend, leave them in the comment section down below for some wild and wacky team up. But like I said, guys, that's all that has been on teams. And now let's talk about the part you've been waiting for, right? The best in slot relics and stats. And why don't we start it off with the best 4-piece set now? And that's going to be you guys subscribing to the channel. Ha, gotcha. Come here. Subscribe now. The channel's in shambles and only you can help. That was cringe, so let's get back to the video now. I'm not going to waste your time any longer. Anyways, guys, her best in slot 4-piece set is actually going to be the set that was, what do you know, made for her. Scholar Lost in Year Edition, guys. This set right here is probably one of the best sets so far in the game, because first of all, in a 2-piece, it gives you an 8% crit rate increase. One of the only sets in the game that can actually give you a crit rate increase from a 2-piece set, which is already really strong. But not only this, guys, at a 4-piece, you're going to be increasing the wearer's damage dealt by their skill and ultimate move by 20%, and after using an ultimate move, it'll be increasing the damage of their next skill by an additional 25%. So absolutely massive damage bonuses to her. It gives her a crit bonus because, you know, she doesn't want crit damage too much because she already gives it. And you're getting that massive skill damage increase as well. Nothing can go wrong with this kit here. I mean, this is really the only set that I would recommend. At the end of the day, guys, what I would truthfully recommend if you don't want to get this in that 4-piece set, I would maybe run a 2-piece Scholar because you get the free 8% crit rate, and then really run a 2-piece of anything else, which you can do. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the other set you have to run, which is the planar set. And the best 2-piece set here is going to be Izumo, just because of the fact that this literally gives you a crit rate increase, which is going to be something she absolutely needs, considering how much crit damage she gives herself. And on top of this, you do have to always pair her up with a Erudition character practically, or she's basically non-functional. So literally, there's no downside with this set, because it's giving her attack percentage, which is something she doesn't give herself, and it's also giving you the crit rate increase. Hands down the best in slot set here. Though it's not the only set you can run, I would say Runelin Arena can also also work here too, because of the fact that it gives you 8% crit rate, which is also really massive, not as much as the 12%. But on top of this as well, guys, if your crit rate's over 70%, which it should be if you're running her, it increases the wearer's base attack and skill damage by an additional 20%. So it'll bring that skill damage up so that she's doing that much more. So this is also another viable set you can run here. And there is one more set that I would like to recommend that really only works for pure fiction, guys, and that's actually going to be Sigonia. Now, the reason I recommend Sigonia is because, yes, it does give a 4% crit rate increase, which is not the best thing in the world. It can actually give you up to a 40% crit damage increase depending on how many enemy targets you kill. That means if you kill up to 10 targets, which you will be doing in pure fiction, you can have a 4% crit rate increase and a 40% crit damage increase. This is better than having some light cones on her. So this is going to be really good for pure fiction, but not really for everything else. So stay away from it from your normal MOCs. If you're just using it for pure fiction or using it for AoE oriented content that you can kill a lot of enemies quickly, then this is definitely the set for you. But outside of that, not really. Now, probably what you want to know is what stats do you get, right? What stats do you need to be hitting? What main stats you want to get? We're going to talk about that right now, because starting off with the main stats first, guys, on the boots, I would definitely recommend either speed or attack percentage here, whatever fancies your boat more. Now, personally, I do run mine a bit slow because, in my honest opinion to you guys, I think she does run into stack issues, especially when facing a lower amount of enemies. And I think the lower amount of enemies you face, the more attack percentage you definitely do want to run, because it will be taking longer to get these stacks up on the enemy, so you're able to maximize her damage. You need 42 of those stacks, right? So I would say maybe if you're in content that there's a lot more enemies on the field, then you definitely run speed. But in content where it's like a lot lower enemies, I would say 3 or less, I would definitely recommend attack here. In terms of the body, crit rate or crit damage. On the sphere is going to be ice damage percentage or attack percentage, and on the rope is going to be attack percentage or ERR, whatever fancies your boat more. The reason I recommend ERR here is because faster ults you can get, the more you can converge those points on the enemy, and that also means the faster you can use her enhanced skill attack, which is the main majority of her damage. But ultimately, I think attack percent will probably work the best here. Crit rate, obviously, on the body, because she gives herself a lot of crit damage already. So yeah, there you go for that. Now, hopping into those substats, guys, I would recommend crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage, and speed. Depends on what you runner. If you don't run her fast, then obviously don't really run speed here. But these are the stats that I recommend, guys. Attack at least over 2,500, crit rate over 90% if you can get it like that, and then crit damage over 100% because you will be giving yourself so much extra crit damage from the kit itself. And then in terms of the speed here, guys, it really just depends on what you're actually using her with. So base speed if you're running her slow, but then 134 and 160 if you want to get to those higher speed breakpoints. And the reason why I recommend crit rate so high for new players maybe coming to the game is because of the fact that she only hits one time. And what I mean by that is whenever you use her enhanced skill attack, she goes boom, boom, and then hits the enemy one time. So if you do not crit on that ability, you're losing a lot of damage out there. So I do recommend a lot of crit rate so you're able to hit that, right? Now, maybe if it's a character that hit multiple times from their one attack, I would maybe recommend less crit rate here, because you're not relying on just one hit on the enemy, you're relying on multiple hits. Even still, crit rate there would still be nice. But regardless of that, guys, these are the stats that I recommend you running. But guys, that's going to do it for the build today on the Herta. If you enjoyed today's video and you think she's absolutely strong like we mentioned at the beginning of the video, then leave a like on the video, maybe subscribe, and that's going to do it for me, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoy videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one later. Bye-bye.